So it's official, the coronavirus pandemic has taken over, and now schools have closed, museums have closed, theatres have closed, community centres have closed. The list is endless. I mean, I can go on and on and on. And not to mention, people are still out having fun. And it's hard to take it so serious when the weather is so beautiful. But now is the time to take it serious, because we do not want this virus spreading any further than it already has. And so are the precautions that landlords and business owners who run property businesses need to take to ensure the safety and the safeguarding of your properties. It is your responsibility to make sure your tenants are safe and that you're taking the right precautions so the safety of your tenants have been put first. So let's take a look at these precautions. So firstly, email and connect with your tenants and tell them to follow the government supervisions to ensure the safety for themselves and everyone else that is in the property if they are sharing accommodation or in a HMO. And safety within the house, or taking precautions within the house, is just simply washing your hands, thoroughly making sure that you're putting things away, you're drying things. Pose any illness symptoms, that you are not having any guests or visitors, or limiting it to the absolute minimum at this time. If they're finding that they're sick or they're coming down with something, then to tell you straight away so you can tell everyone else in the house to be extra precautious, and ideally the whole house remain in isolation for 14 days, because if one person is showing signs, then you want to treat it as though the whole house is showing signs, and therefore they should all stay in the house for 14 days. If one person is in a HMO, for example, and they've got their own room, another way is just to completely isolate that individual, designate them their own bathroom, if there's enough bathroom space to do that, and then other tenants can bring them things through the door. Also, maybe put the microwave in their room or a small kitchen fridge, so they really do not have to leave that room, and if they do, they're going right into the bathroom that's ideally next to the room. However, if that is not possible, the whole house should be locked down. Isolate everybody, social distances within the house and isolation within that house. And stress to your tenants to use the highest methods of hygiene levels as possible. And that's washing your hands, disinfecting the bathroom, disinfecting the kitchen. You know, we'll have cleaners go in more regularly where possible, but if that's not an option, then tell the tenants to really look after the properties themselves. And this video is great for if you have a HMO, if you're just even looking after a buy-to-let. Tell your tenants within that buy-to-let who may be living there by themselves to look over the property, to clean and disinfect the house so that nothing comes about if you are having guests, if you are having parties, like a lot of people are partying right now. And for them, this is nothing. Inform your tenants that it's business as usual. We are open and the doors are not closed. Let them know to report issues as normal. They can phone, they can do it online, however, what management process you use. Anything that they report, it will be fixed, and rent is due as normal. Make that clear. Now, there are precautions and guidelines within all of that, of course, and this is what you should outline in the letter or your communication towards the tenant. Letting them know that if there are issues that need to be sorted or satisfied, then you will only be focusing on safety issues or safety maintenance at this moment. And this could be gas safety repairs, waterworks, sanitation, or heating. Although the weather's beautiful, I don't even think they need any heated stuff at the moment. But maybe, you know, you need hot water when you wash yourself. So gas, boiler and gas repairs, those will be fundamental. But other than that, any issues, doorknobs, okay, bed broken, those issues are going to have to wait, because it's not worth sending in a workman to risk their health at this time. If you have to send someone into the property and there has been a confirmed case or a potential case, then someone's self-isolating, then that workman will need to take the most precautions. And again, advise them on what they need to do, because this is your responsibility too. So tell them, if there's someone coming in, to fix the house, tell the tenant that the person who's suspected to have it, they need to be put away into another room away from the workman. You're going to have to remain 2 meters away from the workman. The workman's going to wear his gloves, his face masks, and make sure that he has been protected. You're wearing protective clothing and gear. And the tenant should show them the issue, let them sort it out, leave them to sort it out, and then he shall leave. And then the rest will be taken over by the landlord. So those are the precautions that the workman should take if he has to go into the property. And that's an absolute must. Now, when it comes to the rent and stressing that rent is still due as normal, you must let them know that the mortgage holiday release that has been passed on to the landlords has only been passed on to some landlords. You don't let the tenant know that, you know, we've got mortgage release, so don't worry about paying your rent this month. This is only if they absolutely are impacted by their jobs, so they have been let go or their contracts have been have stopped or terminated for a period of time. Then and only then that they should be able to exercise these measures. It does report to you that they need some form of relief because they have lost their job, then ask them that you help them apply to the local authority or to the government for support on going on to some form of benefits so they can then pay your rent that way. Because although they're going to have a 3-month relief, by any means they would still have to pay the rent, and this is something you still do need to stress. So if they've told you, you know, I've lost my job here, help me, then you help them, show them to the local government, support them in their application to the local authority for universal credits or whatever they qualify for. Some people are going to get other benefits that they qualify for, and you can assist them that way. And if you want, you can be a little bit cheeky too and send them some job applications. Some businesses are still open as usual and they are still looking for people to employ. Because not all businesses are physical and done in the physical. A lot of businesses are online as well. Like say Carphone Warehouse, they have a call center. Lots of businesses have call centers. So these people are looking for jobs. So if you want, sign them up to totaljobs.com or the job center website and send them, put their email addresses, and they will get a lot of telesales jobs or roles like that does not require them to come in. The interviews are taking place over the phone and the job is given to you over the phone. The application process is done over the phone and they can have a job still. So the world hasn't stopped. The world has not stopped. So just remind them of these things, that there are ways to do things. I mean, even church is happening online, so there's way around these things. And just be supportive and reinforce them that this is what needs to be done and this is what I can do to assist you. If they are taking a reduced amount of rent for that period of time, try and put a plan in place for them to pay off the remainder amount at some point. So if they're taking 3 months off, they're taking the 3-4 months, or you know, if you're going to do 1 month at a time, which is what I suggest, 1 month at a time, because everything's changing dramatically, drastically, quickly. So you want to be flexible, but not just say 3 months, because some people are doing that and that's okay. We're going to do 1 month at a time. We're going to revisit this, and what we would do is we're going to put a payment plan in place so you can pay that rental payment over the next 4 months or 3 months, depending on what income they have, because you don't want it to be so tight for them that it becomes extremely stressful and then they miss the payment. You still want to work with them so they make the payment. So, you know, putting a plan in place of how it looks for them so they know when they're going for a job, this is what they're going to need to cover: living costs plus this additional rent that they're going to have to find money for. Another thing you need to do is contact your mortgage lender to see if they are offering you a holiday off from your mortgage payments. This is known as your mortgage holiday relief. They will only give this to you if you're already up to date with your mortgage payments. So if you're not, damn. So I guess the question you have now is, if my tenants have been affected, how do I prove that to my mortgage lender? Is it? So how do I prove that? Well, in order to prove that, all you have to do is self-certify. What? Yes, self-certify. So you're saying that if I say that my tenants cannot pay their rent, and therefore I cannot pay my mortgage. I'm gonna get me some mortgage relief for 90 days? Damn! But of course, this must be truthful and has to be passed down onto the tenant, because after all, you are still gonna have to pay that mortgage relief at some point, just like your tenants will have to pay it at some point. So the coronavirus, it has taken over, and we are all individually responsible to get rid of this damn thing out of here so we can all get back to normal life. And I'm sure you want to get back to this life just as much as I do, because the sun is shining and we have to stay in. Okay, and now nobody wants that. We are all responsible, just like your tenants are. Make sure you are telling them to do the right thing. And at a time like this, show your support, let your presence be known, reassure them, let them know that you are here to support them in any way if they're going through challenges financially, because after all, these can be one of the most heaviest stresses that we can have when you don't know how you're going to pay your rent. Now, I do have one goodie that I want to give away, and that is a letter that I have written out to give to my tenants to show them my support at this time. And if this is something you would want, and I will send you my own personal revised letter that I have sent to my tenants to let them know that I am supporting them at this challenging time, and turn to me for any information that I may be able to help you with. I hope you have found this information useful. Use it, listen to it, replay it, send it on to anyone else who's a landlord, who's a business owner, who runs properties and they're not too sure what they're going to do about it. Property has been affected even in serviced accommodation. Fingers crossed it all goes well, and I really just wish everyone else the best of time at this time. Everyone, just hang in there. I hope this information has been really useful. You guys take care of yourself, I'll take care of mine, and I will see you at the top. Take care.